Getting into this business, I had very, very little money to spare. It was some pretty lean times my first couple of years, to be honest with you. So if there's a path that I know really, really intimately well, it's getting into this business and making something from nothing. And over the past couple of weeks, we've covered some ways to write and self-publish your books with no money. This week, we're going to be kind of talking about one of my favorite areas of interest, and that's book marketing and promotion, and doing it with no money. Is it possible? Yes, it is 100% possible, but it's going to require a lot of work up front. But the good news is I'm going to hook you up with some ideas and some stuff to kind of get you going and make you dangerous.
Learn how to publish books and build your author business with award-winning author and self-publishing consultant Dale L. Roberts. This is the Self-Publishing with Dale podcast.
Before we do jump into the content, of course, I want to bring to your attention that right now I don't really have any sponsors to push, but I do want to share with you that the Get Covers ebook and print ready cover giveaway is available. That's easy for me to say, right? Get Covers is going to be offering an ebook and print ready cover design for you, valued at $20. Yes, and an astounding $20. It's affordable for most everybody, but I know a few of you folks probably won't be able to afford that, but that's okay because they're going to be doing this giveaway. And all you got to do is go over, visit dalelinks.com/getcoversgiveaway to enter for a chance to win that. There's going to be a winner drawn on June the 6th, so you've got a little bit more than about 2 weeks from this broadcast for you to kind of get that all in there. But if you're listening to audio, it's less than a week, of course. So there are going to be 2 more giveaways past this one. So if you missed the deadline, that's okay. Go over, visit that link again, because we're going to be giving even more away. It's all going to culminate in the prize. The last giveaway is going to be for a movie poster. So those of you out there that have a fiction book that you've always fantasized of being turned into a movie, then this is probably going to be the option for you. So go on over, visit dalelinks.com/getcoversgiveaway, get yourself entered, and you can do it daily, folks. You can do it daily. Put as many entries as you can. I know that the last winners, they had quite a few entries, so that probably increased their likelihood of winning. All right, let's go on into book marketing and promotion. What is the goal of book marketing and promotion? A lot of people automatically say, well, to sell books, right, Dale? Yes, ultimately, we want people to be buying our books, obviously, when we're marketing and promoting it. But ultimately, what we're doing is we're becoming more visible. That's the big thing, is if you just skip the rest of this broadcast here and you say, hey, Dale, I've already heard enough, be more visible. It's literally the answer to all of that. Become more visible. How can you get in front of more eyeballs? Because the more eyeballs you get in front of, the more opportunities that you have to convert to readers. So how can you do that with no money? Well, obviously, we don't want to be, panhandling on a corner. That's probably not the best option, although I'm not going to rule that out. It's definitely a good opportunity. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire hose you with a lot of information in today's broadcast. And some of them I'm just going to have to give you sweeping generalizations and broad overviews of what we're shooting for. The very first thing everyone should do, regardless of your financial situation, is you should be building an email list. I've heard this said a few times by some people that were 100% misled in believing that email marketing is dead. Email marketing is not dead. It's alive and well. And no, you don't need money to get started with an email list. You can make it something as super simple as in the beginning of your book and the end of your book saying, if you like the content and you would like to get some deals, discounts, and advanced reader copies, join my email newsletter over at xyz.com. So the very first thing I'm going to say personally, my favorite is going to be MailerLite. I personally use MailerLite on the premium plan because obviously I've got their beyond 1,000 subscribers, but their free plan allows you up to 1,000 subscribers. Rest assured, if you hit 1,000 subscribers, there are 2 things you can do. One, you get 1,000 active subscribers on your email list. You should be able to get a return on your investment by marketing to them and communicating with them on a regular basis. No, you're not beating them up every email to go buy your book. You're building some value. So as a nonfiction author, what I would be doing is sharing some insights. Let's say as a fitness author, I'd be sharing some exercise videos I found. Or maybe I found this great read about a workout that I would like you to try out. And I would share that with you. And then I would try to build value, build value, build value, then sell. That's the important thing about email marketing is you don't always want to go in and just beat them up to buy your books. But having an email list is better than having no email list at all because it is great for leverage. Now, if you're of the type that say, I don't know what to do, MailerLite has a full course for free for everyone. All right. You could go and take that. Even if you don't get signed up with MailerLite, you can go and do that. The other thing is the Kindlepreneur. That is Dave Chesson actually has a free course for authors. It's super basic, but it gives you at least the stuff that you need in order to get started with email marketing with your readers. Now, other options include MailChimp, which I don't know what they're up to at this point. I think it was 1,000 to 2,000 subscribers. And I think ConvertKit also offers like a free plan, at least trial of some sort. Test them all out. Me personally, again, I like me some MailerLite. It's intuitive. They give you everything that you could possibly need. The other issue with places like MailChimp is they keep it gated behind a paywall. So then you're kind of stuck with, working with what you have. Try out MailerLite first. You hopefully won't regret it. Now, why is the email list so important? Because one, we can take our readership with us wherever we go, and we can communicate with them on a regular basis, which I highly recommend you do it at least weekly to no more than monthly. Furthermore, you're able to work with other authors through different author collaborations, such as newsletter swaps. So in a newsletter swap, what ends up happening is you work with another author within your niche, and they will share your book or deal for your book inside their newsletter, and then you will return that favor, sharing that. Now, you can be selective. You don't need to work with any Tom, Dick, or Harry. You can find some authors and you can be discerning about it. I would recommend that you do that because you don't want to get yourself aligned with a very bad writer, someone who has 1-star reviews and it's just got a horrible cover on it. I'm not telling you newsletter swaps should be done in spite of you. It should be done for you. So be selective with the authors that you're working with, even if you're in a sense of desperation and you're going, well, something's better than nothing. No. Be discerning, be very picky about who you work with. And you can also do things like group promos and giveaways so long as you have an email list that has, anywhere from 1 or more subscribers. You have some leverage to get your skin in the game and become part of group promos where a bunch of authors get together, they create like a massive deal, like a 99-cent deal or something like that for Werebear, Shapeshifter, Romance or something. And you all promote it simultaneously, or even giveaways of some sort. Having this email list will set you up for success. If you have been crossing your arms saying, no, I don't want to do it, I've heard somebody say that I shouldn't or I don't have to, I'm going to say this. Of anything else beyond this point, if there's one piece of information that you do take beyond the be more visible part, take this portion of email marketing very seriously. It is very much alive and well, and it is a great way to grow your author business. Now, of course, this all does really predicate on the fact that you're going to have to actually talk to other authors, network with them. You can meet them through numerous online communities and forums. I've got my own community over on Discord. If you haven't joined me yet, go over to dalelinks.com/Discord. Join me. Let me know what you're up to. You can always ask around, see if there's other people willing to do collaborations with you. All right, now that we got email marketing out of the way, it took a good chunk of our broadcast already. I want to jump into other areas. And these areas, I wouldn't say that they are less important than email marketing, but I think that if you're going to do a first step, hit the email marketing first. The very next thing is going to be going with free websites or blogs. Now, you can literally create content revolving around your niche with different free websites. Now, there are free ones. I started out with Blogger, and oddly enough, back in the day when I was doing fitness, those Blogger freaking posts were just pulling in some crazy numbers, and I was getting some, sales through that avenue, which was just mind-blowing to me because back then, I didn't know about search engine optimization. All I did was put together some posts I felt were worthy of people to read and then go check out my books. Now, I'm not sure if Blogger is as good these days as it was before, but I'm sure you can shop around. WordPress has some free websites you can do. Wix, I've heard some good things about Wix. Me personally, I've always liked WordPress because they've got some great plugins and things, and I continue to use WordPress to this day. Now, I'm going to tell you one that if for some reason you were really hung up like, oh, Dale, you're telling me email marketing, I got to do a website. It's all free is the very first thing. The next thing is if you're overwhelmed with having too many options, Substack is going to be the next place for you to take a look at. Now, the reason why I say Substack is this is essentially a platform that you're able to do blogging on, but you gain subscribers there that you can communicate to via email, which to me is mind-blowing. The fact that Substack makes this 100% free and available to you. So if there is one thing you're kind of going, ooh, MailerLite, I've got to get a WordPress and all that. And you're like, wait, if I can kill two birds with one stone, Dale, and you say I can do Substack and still have my email list, should I do that? Yes, you can do that. I like to have a little more control over my email list through places like MailerLite. But if you're the type of person that is quote unquote not tech savvy, then you may want to consider Substack. Now, there's another platform called Medium that you can look into as well. Now, when it comes to what do you write about? Write within your niche. If you're a nonfiction writer, that should be easy. For fiction writers, it becomes a little more difficult. So maybe you focus a little bit more on books within your niche. You could probably be commenting or reviewing specific books within your niche. Maybe you're talking about your character development, or maybe you even write little short episodic series that you post over on your specific platform and share that with the audience that will bring it in. You want to make sure that when you're utilizing these avenues that you think about the keywords that will attract the right audience to you. Those keywords could be something as simple as, let's say, home workouts, or it could probably be werewolf, werebear romance, whatever that might be. Think about those keywords that you want to organically weave within each of your posts so it draws more people in. Now, do you need to spend hours writing posts? No. Because I already told you, back when I was doing Blogger, I didn't really put too much thought into it. I just thought, let me put together a really nice post that makes people see that I'm actually pretty decent at this stuff called fitness. All right, moving further forward, the next one's going to be social media. Now, to be clear, the point of being more visible is not always about selling the heck out of your book, because what turns people off more than people trying to sell to them? How many times have you gone into the local mall and you're accosted by someone trying to spray you with perfumes or put some sea salt lotion on your hands and such, and naturally they're trying to rope you in to sell something. If you had the choice and you're walking along and they're not assaulting you, chances are likely you might stop and look at those items a little more. So don't be the mall kiosk person. Back it up just a little bit. And when you go on social media, think about delivering value before you try to ask for sales. So with all that being said, social media, the very first area I'm going to personally recommend, because I'm just a little bit biased, comes to video content creation. Places like YouTube and TikTok are continually embracing writers and bringing them to the forefront to where they're showcased in a way that viewers begin to know, like, and trust them, and also want to buy their stuff without even having to be sold. Now, there's other avenues as well. I was just talking with my wife, Kelly, the other night. She is a voracious reader, loves to read, and she's in a Facebook group that had over 100,000 readers in it. And I was like, that's crazy. Oh my gosh. Like, the feed in that group was absolutely insane. Every post had hundreds of likes and comments on them. Like, it was just hopping. There are a ton of these Facebook groups that are available. Do I think you should go in there with the express intent to sell your books? No, but at least you should have it in your head that you'll get a little bit of recon and understand your audience a little bit more and what makes them tick. And if you can deliver value as well, people are going to notice that you're an author eventually and go, oh my gosh, this person is a suspense writer inside this group. This is cool. It's like having a rock star inside my Facebook group. Social media doesn't have to be limited to any one avenue, but what I would recommend if you are new to any of social media and considering this to build out your author platform to sell more books, start with one. I've mentioned 3 great avenues, but there's even places like Pinterest, Twitter, Tumblr. Tumblr's still around here, folks. So there's so many ways you can do social media, but what I'd say is go with where your audience is at and what you're most comfortable in using. Don't try to be everywhere at all the time, okay? I know some of you are probably going to go and look up Self-Publishing with Dale and see that I'm on every platform imaginable. I've got a team that helps me manage this stuff, folks. If you've got a team that helps you manage it, so be it. But chances are likely you're watching this and you have no money to do any kind of marketing and promotion. Stick with one. It's what I'd do, and I'd recommend you do that as well. Now, the next thing is, believe it or not, there are actually some sites that will promote your free or discounted book. Now, most instances, actually 99.9%, probably close to 100, is going to be for ebooks. Now, that shouldn't stop you, though, if you've got a print book, because if you're advertising your ebook, people are going to land on that page and have that option to purchase your print book. So free book promo sites are a dime a dozen, folks, like hundreds of them out there, hundreds. And how do they function? How do they pay their bills? It's through affiliate marketing, because when their visitors come to their website, they click on a link that goes over to your book. And if they make any other purchases on Amazon, they get a percentage of all those sales. Yeah. That's how they're able to subsidize everything. Now, you're probably saying, okay, where do I find these free book promo sites? Now, the nice thing is I've actually put together a full list of these book promo sites that are being focused on a list of book promo sites. So it's a list of book promo sites. Easy for me to say, right? I've got 5 go-tos, and let you know right now, there's a lot of sifting because there are some free ones and there are some premium ones. You also want to make sure that you really separate the free book promos from the discounted book promos, and some of them that are just standard book promos. The ones include Kindlepreneur, that's spelled Kindlepreneur. Kindlepreneur does one. Reedsy, that's spelled Reedsy. David Gaughran, Derek Murphy, great. Love me some Derek Murphy. He is fantastic. He is one of my favorite YouTubers, by the way. Just love the guy. He's fantastic. He separates his out according to niche. That's really cool. And then TCK Publishing, which is run by Tom Corson Knowles. He's an OG of the modern day self-publishing model. But yeah, dig into those lists. And this is something I give to some of my clients when I'm working with them, and also the people in Book Rescue. I give them that link, and it's their homework to go through, sift through all those lists, separate out the free ones from the paid ones. Yeah, keep the paid ones because eventually you will be able to afford it, and it could probably be something for you to test out. Now, if you use any of those promos, don't stack them all on a single day. Try to test them out one day at a time so you see what the results are. And as you start to do more book promos, then you can start to stack proven promos that you've used before, and especially those that are free. Now, there's another one. This one comes with a little bit of an asterisk next to it. It's technically not free. But at any rate, it's a book called The Book Reviewer Yellow Pages. It's by an author named David Wogan. Now, David's been putting together the Book Reviewer Yellow Pages for a number of years. I think the last update he did was about 3 years ago in 2020. Yes, you can pay for it, or if you've got a Kindle Unlimited membership right now, you could still just check it out for free through that membership. Again, technically not free since you got to pay $9.99 per month or $11.99 per month to do that. But if you so happen to have Kindle Unlimited, then there's a way to go. All right, other things that you can consider as well is going to be miscellaneous appearances. So one thing that is really huge right now is audio podcasts or even video podcasts. So get yourself into podcast interviews and get yourself onto podcasts that actually serve your audience, that can get you in front of it. So let's just say, for instance, I am a full-time homesteader. Probably one of the best ways to get in front of my audience is finding podcasts that are based on homesteading. We want to look into those things. If we're looking into, let's say, I don't know, gun control or something like that, we want to find a gun control podcast. You get what I mean. Now, there are a couple of resources I've used before with some success to get podcast interviews. The very first one's called podcastguests.com. If you go to podcastguests.com, you get subscribed. They send out an email newsletter twice per week, I believe on Mondays and Thursdays, and they will show a bunch of guests looking for podcasts, and they'll show a bunch of podcasts looking for guests. Get down to the bottom. You'll usually get about 10 different podcasts. Yes, you got to sift through it, and you may not find anything in a given week. That's okay. I've easily landed about a dozen or more different interviews through podcastguests.com, and I've used their premium plan, and I really didn't get much difference in that. So to be honest with you, I probably just stick with free from now on with podcastguests.com. Another one to consider as well, they do have a premium option. I've just used the free one, and I've had a few interviews through podmatch.com. Another great avenue. All right. Going a little further forward, we talked a little bit about blogging. One of the other things for you to consider is doing guest blog posts, again, for people that are relevant within your niche. Reaching out to them via email or through a support ticket through their website would probably be a way to establish some type of communication with them and build value with them. You can also look up author interview sites. A lot of this stuff is going to require a lot of outreach and recon. You're going to need to go and do some Google searches. Google up something as simple as the name of your niche and podcast, the name of your niche and website, the name of your niche and author interview sites, things like that. One really good one here is your local libraries. Local libraries really like to know that they have some local celebrities and indie authors like you. Now, some of them are exceptions, but if you speak to a manager, chances are very likely if you can be of value to them, such as starting up a book club, or if they already have a book club, you could always donate, let's say, any X amount of ebook copies for them to kind of give out to their patrons. That's going to be up to you to do the negotiation with the people over at the local libraries. One big one is local media. Local media also wants to really get in touch with you. But the thing is, they're not interested in selling your book. They're more interested in the value you can bring to, say, their newscast. What are you going to provide their audience? Yeah, you're going to need to create a media kit. A media kit is very simple to put together. It's going to have all of your headshots, your books, all of your accolades, any relevant information. You can make one over on canva.com. That's spelled C-A-N-V-A. Canva.com, you can do it 100% free. Now, outreach is super similar to any of the miscellaneous appearances that I mentioned before. Recon's going to be important. Now, there's also a resource I learned through Honore Quarter. It's called Help a Reporter Out. That's called HARO, H-A-R-O. Look that up. Get on that site. They send out 3 emails per day with media sources that are actually looking for different news pieces. There's a ton of sifting on that one. That became overwhelming for me at one point or another. And if anything, I would almost rather hire that out. But if you're really looking to kind of get out there, then I say something's better than nothing. Do not expect to sell a lot of books from one appearance. All right. I hear some people that go, oh, but I appeared on my local news and I only sold 2 copies. Yeah, it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of traction. It's going to take a lot of grinding because it's more about being visible and offering a glimpse into who you are and what you do, and less about selling the books, because in due time, if people see you again and again and again and again, and eventually they're going to get the idea, maybe I go to my local library and see if I can find this book. Maybe I should go to Amazon and check out this book because I've seen this guy 6 or 7 times on TV or on my local podcast, something like that. All right, as we start to wrap things up, I want to give, of course, a big gentle reminder. If you are strapped for cash, one of the best resources to do is go over to getcovers.com to get yourself a relatively inexpensive cover design, anywhere from $10 up to $35. No fees or taxes included. Or you can enter for a chance to win an ebook and print-ready cover design worth $20 when you enter the giveaway over at dalelinks.com/getcoversgiveaway. The deadline is June 6th. There are 2 more giveaways, with the final one being a movie poster, which I'm so excited about. Here are my final thoughts. What you lack in financial resources, you should make up in resourcefulness. The main go-home point of today's podcast is to be visible, but also be resilient. Be ready to be kicked down and not have so many sales at first. You gotta be scrappy. You gotta be ready to get up and fight for it. Because if you really want to succeed at this business, it's all about being visible and also being willing to push through some of those hard times. And just when you think you've been visible enough, be even more visible. Hey, stay tuned to the podcast because we're going to be having the next episode. We're going to be talking about getting book reviews on KDP with no money. Yes, getting reviews with no money is 100% possible. We'll talk about that next podcast, so I will chat with you then.
You've been listening to the Self-Publishing with Dale podcast. Visit us at selfpublishingwithdale.com for more information on how you can level up your self-publishing business. Also, check out our growing video-on-demand service, chock full of free and premium content, when you head over to theselfpublishinghub.com. If you enjoyed the show, please consider leaving a review on your preferred podcasting platform. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode.